head straight into Fallen Leaf with the view. That's a cool section. Hello, pups. Hello.
Good for you, buddy.
All right, well, good morning. It is Friday, August 15th, and gonna have a big update for you guys. I was kind of just mulling over. I know I haven't talked about kind of my fundraiser that I've been doing, and the initial plan was to do an Everesting attempt. And as I got more into training for that, I mean, I had an injury, unfortunately, which definitely set me back. And then, as usual, life gets busy, and had family visiting, had more family visiting. So, and I guess in the end of the day, like as I was training for this and realizing kind of where I would need to do it and how the attempt would look, I ultimately was just not enjoying myself anymore. And so one thing I've decided is I'm changing the challenge. I'm still going to do something big, and I'm going to be trying to do a loop around the lake. Now, a classic road bike loop, you know, you ride the main roads around the lake. The mission that I'm going to be doing is going to involve roads and hopefully mostly trails, but there's some interesting trail closures, and then obviously certain parts of the Tahoe Room Trail that are off limits to bikers. So I am going to be trying to do that. And this idea is actually all thanks to one of you guys who I've met before, and you emailed me about something one of my neighbors has done. And I'm not going to do their exact loop, but I'm going to try to incorporate that concept of a mountain biking loop in a 24-hour period around the lake that will probably have somewhere between 15 and 19,000 feet of climbing. All right, so this ride I'm doing today is going to kind of embody that whole concept of just riding a bunch of different trails and linking it all together. It's a beautiful morning. All right, so we are on the north side of Tahoe Mountain, and man, with these views, I'm sad I don't ride this trail more. All right, we've just about climbed all of the north side of Tahoe Mountain, and we'll head down the south side. All right, descending down the south side of Tahoe Mountain. Just about down the south side of Tahoe Mountain, and now we're going to head up the Angora Ridge. All right, we've just come out of the Angora Ridge Trail area, and we're cruising on to our next trail. Such a peaceful morning up here over Fallen Leaf, looking towards Mount Tallac. Cool to think we were up there last weekend. All right, here we go, next trail. right, we're back up the hill again after a lap of climbing, and this time we're heading towards the Lily Lake Trail. Alright, at the parking lot. Alright, we are on the Lily Lake Trail, one of my favorites in town. This view is just amazing. I love this trail. All these turns up here, you feel like you're gonna head straight into Fallen Leaf with the view. For those of you who don't know, I had crashed on this trail on July 4th this year, and it was actually coming right up. So I'm going to take it slow and have a look to see what happened. It was right in here. I honestly don't know what the heck I hit, but it happened. So coming back for redemption. Got to get confidence back up. We're coming up to the big old rock garden that it's famous for. There we go. That's a cool section. Hello, pups. You're good. Just me.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah. Hello.
Good for you, buddy.
Wow. And there's the Lily Lake Trail. All right, we just finished the Lily Lake Trail. All right, we climbed back up Angora Ridge, and now we're heading down the Mule Deer Connector Trail. I think we made a plan. We're gonna cross over to Tahoe Mountain Road, climb the road, and then ascend a bit, and then come down the Valley View Trail, and then probably head home after that. Should hopefully be about 5,000 feet for the day. All right, we're on to the last downhill trail I'm planning for today. We're on the Deveron Connector. Quite a steep trail, not so sandy, it's just rocky. And then we're gonna finish with the Valley View Trail, and then I'm gonna be just getting mileage in, getting back to home. Back to Valley View now. This will be the sandy part. Quite an iconic rock here. Not technical or anything, but lots of people take pictures here with Kalak in the background. Of course, we gotta finish with a little bit of a rock garden in through the bottom of this Valley View Trail. That's all right. Sawmill Connector. I didn't know this had a name. Well, I don't think I've ever ridden this one. Try new trails today. It's like fun. We're on the bike path on our way home. All right, for those of you still watching and you want to see what this route looked like, I'm going to put things into motion from the start of the ride. Okay, so I had to drop the car off for a service today, so I dropped it off, and then we made our way up the north side of Tahoe Mountain, down the south side of Tahoe Mountain, and then we went up the Angora Ridge. And then we first went down this trail here, came straight back up it, and then went up and over to the Lily Lakes Trail. We went all the way down to Lily Lake, down next to Fallen Leaf on the road, and then back up Angora Ridge. Next, we went down the Mule Deer Connector, and then back up to Tahoe Mountain, Deveron Connector, and then Valley View Trail. And then we had to go back and pick up the vehicle because it was done with its service.